D&D Beyond is going to be changing in a big way this year, and if they do it right, you won't notice any difference, at least in the short term. And I think this announcement signals a positive change overall for the direction that Wizards of the Coast is taking. This is completely unrelated, but look at this hilarious picture we found at the thrift store. Still on the table because we haven't figured out where to put it yet. Oh, I love it so much. Anyways, D&D Beyond announced that they're going to be rebuilding the D&D Beyond game platform. Right now, the character sheet is made up of a bunch of hard-coded rules. I've been digging around a bit in the code for a different project that I'm working on, and this is what the code looks like for the Cloak of Protection item. No matter what the item is, it has all these attributes. Is monk weapon, range, long range. Why is there a range attribute on a Cloak of Protection? Now, I don't want to speak poorly about someone else's code because I've written my fair share of shitty code. In fact, it's kind of my bread and butter. I just get things working and then I think, well, I'll make that better later. But then inevitably later never really comes. And it was the same for D&D Beyond until now. D&D Beyond was built by a small team in 2017. It feels like it was made for the core rules and they didn't really expect any new content to be added that might break those rules. But when new content was introduced that broke those rules, like the Artificer class, then it kind of started to fall apart. So in order to make it work, they had to go back in and hard code new rules on top of their other rules. And every time new classes or subclasses or magic items were added, it was a massive amount of work and meant overhauling a whole bunch of code. But what they're going to be moving to is a data-oriented system where the data and the rules are separated, so it's really easy to update the rules and make changes or add new things that completely break the rules. So in the new system, if you wanted to add a new mechanic like infusions and you wanted to have it affect AC directly, you could just tag that ability with the armor class tag. Then when the character sheet goes to build the AC, it just looks for everything with an armor class tag and sums it all up. There's other steps for validating rules and I'm really simplifying it for this explanation, but the takeaway is that it's super modular and it'll allow the system to be super flexible. So if they add new classes or subclasses or anything else that just completely breaks the rules as they are now, it'll be easy to implement that on D&D Beyond, and hopefully that'll mean that it'll be much more up to date as far as matching the classes and official content that come out, or even third-party content. And overall, I think this is a really positive sign for the direction of Wizards of the Coast, because this is a massive project. It will undoubtedly be very expensive, and yet it's not flashy and it's quite difficult to market. It probably won't really attract new users. It just makes the platform better for the existing users. Along with some other changes that they've made over the last year, like adding third-party content to the marketplace and actually putting resources into their maps VTT, I'm hopeful that this is a change in their overall strategy. A strategy that's less driven by Hasbro and their constant shareholder pressures and more of a return to listening to the community and just making good products.